Imagine a library that weighs nothing, never crashes, and fits between someone's ears. While the rest of us were inventing paper, then hard drives, then the cloud, Somali nomads were busy storing whole civilizations in a single human voice. No shelves, no servers, just words carried on smoke from a campfire. And right now, those same words are sliding into social media and Spotify ads like they never left. How did a culture with 0 laptops become the quiet kings of the internet? If your whole picture of Somalia comes from cable news, you're seeing the wrong reel. Forget the camel cliches and the war maps for a second. Underneath the noise is a cheat code that rewrote what progress even means. Poetry sharp enough to stop battles back then, and catchy enough today to rack up 1 million views by lunchtime. We're going to follow that code, from desert firelight to phone light. Along the way you'll meet warrior poets, Gen Z rhyme slingers, and a grandma in Minneapolis who can still end a group chat meltdown with 2 calm lines. Ready? Let's roll. A poet in Somali is a gabiya, and his head is the hard drive. Long before Islam arrived, long before the first stone mosque rose on the coast, clans were already living out of tents and outrunning the sun. When your address is wherever the grass is greener, you can't haul scrolls, so you pack rhythm instead. Take the girar. One short piece can rattle off 30 ancestors and still sound like a lullaby. Recite it once and boom, portable database. Picture 2 guys squaring off over a water well, camels snorting, tempers flaring. The Gabia steps in, sings the well's history, slips in a sly reminder that the other guy's prize camel once drank there too. Argument melts, no swords drawn. Memory just updated the software. Nomads looked scattered from a plane, just dots on red dirt. But their oral tradition was the original group chat. Every caravan, wedding, and night watch was a node. A new verse cooked up near Ethiopia could hit the Indian Ocean before the next moon, bouncing from herder to trader like gossip on steroids. Proverbs traveled the same mesh. A tree that won't bend invites the axe. Say it quick, it calms a stubborn uncle. Say it slow, it warns a cocky teen. Clan elders, the Hirbegti, played human moderators. If a poet slipped up a fact, they'd roast him in public. Peer review before peer review was cool. Islam showed up in the 7th century and didn't wipe the slate clean, it strapped a turbo on it. Arabic script got respect, but Somalis kept their poems spoken. Friday gatherings mixed Quranic verses with camel praise songs like they were on the same playlist. Ports like Zayla and Mogadishu became open-air swap meets, Persian silk on the left, Somali praise poems on the right. Jump to the 1990s. Civil war scatters Somalis to Minneapolis, London, Sydney. The old campfire network's gone cold. Second-gen kids speak English first and can't tell the difference between a love lyric and an insult. Panic. Then the second hack kicks in. Teenagers start recording grandma on flip phone videos. The clips land on YouTube in 2007. Grainy, shaky, and absolutely viral. Comments explode. I haven't heard this since Hargeisa. Audio gets crisp. Spotify playlists pop up. TikTokers drop 14th century lines over 808 drums. One account, at Somali Sci-Fi Poet, has 1.3 million followers and raps about ancient war poems while standing in front of a Star Wars backdrop. Another at Huyo Tech Support explains proverbs like Netflix trailers. What once lived in one elder's head now lives in your pocket. The diaspora isn't just nostalgic posting. They're fixing the same old problem. How do you keep culture alive when you're always on the move? Spotify's recommendation engine became the new camel caravan. Click on Halima Khalif Omar and the algorithm serve, then hops to a London grime track with Somali bars. You don't need the language, the emotion lands anyway. Even big tech noticed. In 2023, Google Arts and Culture teamed up with Somali Archives, Digiti 1,000 hours of poetry. Each file is tagged with GPS, clan, and rainy season metadata. A kid in Toronto can queue up a drought poem exactly when the horn hits its worst dry spell in decades. Meet Iyo Fadumo, 78, in a Minneapolis living room with a cup of Shaw and an iPad. When her grandson started dating outside the culture, the family group chat lost its mind.
Instead of sending flame emojis, Iyo recorded a 30-second voice note. He who looks for honey must not fear the bees.
Walk into a Somali youth center in Stockholm and it's Discord poetry servers on every screen. Rhyme battles run live, judged by upvotes instead of elders. A bar that flops drops off the feed, one that slaps gets screenshotted before the stanza ends. Some lines leap the screen into pop music. Mona Montel's track Somali Queen samples a 1960s love poem and charts on UK Afrobeats. 3 million streams later, listeners who've never set foot on red soil are humming lines first whispered under acacia trees. Brands caught the scent. Last year, a big sneaker line dropped the Nation of Poets limited run. Inside the tongue is an NFC tag. Scan it and you hear Kasha Lul Muhammad Yusuf spit 20 seconds of fire. Audio clip, Kasha Lul Muhammad Yusuf performance plays. The shoes sold out in 6 minutes, mostly to kids in Berlin and Nairobi. One pair flipped on eBay for $1,400. Somali poetry just IPO'd. The same tech fuels activism. During the latest drought, activists minted spoken word NFTs. Each purchase funded water trucks. What's next? Somali startups are training AIs on centuries of verse so the models can ghostwrite fresh lines in the voice of poets dead for ages. Early results are spooky. The bot rhymes camel with digital mammal, and somehow it slaps. Purists are clutching pearls. Teenagers are grinning ear to ear. Back home, 5G towers rise where goats once grazed. A herder live streams his flock on TikTok while reciting drought poems to viewers who Venmo tips mid-verse. The loop is closed. Spoken word saved water rights then. Digital watermarks bankroll water trucks now. Somalia's ancient culture never needed to hack the modern world. It just kept running the oldest, leanest program ever written, the human voice. If you're into the idea that culture can survive anything, smash like. It tells the algorithm this story matters, and send it to someone who still thinks Somalia equals pirates. They need this more than you do. Subscribe for more stories about cultures that refuse to ghost us. Drop your favorite Somali proverb in the comments, best one gets pinned. Until then, keep your words sharp and your memory sharper.